Operating HF stations for KC Hart can be very rewarding, but must be done within the confines of your license class. If you do not have general class license privileges or higher, do not transmit on these radios. Use a frequency chart with the most current frequency allocations for the amateur bands and make sure you stay well within those bands. These can be found online at www.arrl.org, or you can be obtained from your local radio retailer. The KC Hart system is based on a hub-and-spoke methodology. That is to say that within each county that has more than one hospital, one was selected to have HF capabilities, and the ones that do not are expected to pass messages to the HF station for long-distance transmission. Operation of the FT897 HF radio can be intimidating, but this video will get you through the basics. We're going to demonstrate the most critical features, but highly encourage you to read the operating manual, which can be found either in the station's logbook or online in the KC Hart Yahoo group site or at the Yaesu webpage.
In the KC Hart configurations, not every station has HF capabilities. Again, this is a hub and spoke system, but let's go through the components that you will find at those that do have HF. We'll start over here with the power supplies. They'll be on, if it's on, the red light will be on the on and off switch. All of the power supplies should also have that blue dot indicating that they've been upgraded. The other thing that you'll see here is at the top, this is part of the Stepper IR system. Not every facility got the Stepper IR. Some of them chose to have a folded dipole. But for those that do, you have a control box, and you'll see across here, depending on what frequency you are on, you will select which band you want to be on. This, if you have the beam, is a rotor that will rotate the beam into position, aiming at the direction that you would expect the signal to go into. And the last component, of course, is the HF radio itself, the Yaesu FT897, that also has the AT897 LDG tuner with it.
We'll start with becoming familiar with the control point of the radio. Let's find the power button. It is located on the lower part of the face of the radio, just to the left of the tuning knob, about the 8 o'clock position. You should make sure that the power supply is turned on first before powering up the radio, and likewise, when powering down, always turn off the radio, then turn off the power supply. One of the challenges of the 897 is that to reduce its size, many of its functions are menu-based. Many aspects of this transceiver's configuration may be customized using the convenient menu system. This allows you to configure many set and forget settings just the way you want to. A full discussion of the menu system begins on page 52 of the manual. For now, here's a brief discussion on how to change menu settings. Press and hold the F key for 1 second to enter the menu mode. Rotate the memory VFO channel knob to recall the menu item to be changed. For example, menu mode number 001, exit menu, which enables or disables the extended menu mode. This knob is the top knob on the far right-hand side of the radio. Rotate the dial knob to set this feature. In this example, the default setting is off, so rotate the dial knob to set this feature to on. The dial knob is also known as the tuning knob, as this is its primary function. Press and hold the F key for 1 second to save the new setting and exit to normal operation. The next step is to select the band you wish to operate on. The band up-down buttons are located directly to the right of the tuning knob in the 3 o'clock position. The lowest band starts at 1.8 megahertz and steps up through the HF bands and beyond into VHF and UHF bands, with the highest being the 430 megahertz band. This radio has 2 independent VFOs, and each can be on different bands at the same time. See page 22 of the manual for details on this. Now that we have selected the band, let's select the mode we are going to use. The mode buttons are located above the band selection buttons to the right of the tuning knob. Your choices are AM, FM, audio FSK digital, packet, lower sideband, upper sideband, CW, and CWR, which is where the sideband is reversed from the standard for any particular band. Now, your radio could be making a lot of noise, so let's turn it down a little. The audio frequency or volume control knob is located to the right and down from the tuning knob at about the 4 o'clock position. This will allow you to set the audio volume level to a comfortable level. If you are pulling audio from the data jack on the back of the radio for packet or other digital operations, this knob can be adjusted without impacting the levels coming from that jack, so set it where it is best for you to hear it. It is always best to leave it set very low or all the way counterclockwise so the next operator doesn't get a loud surprise when he or she powers up the rig. Another important adjustment in the radio frequency and squelch levels. The ring behind the volume control is used to control this function. This ring can be used to either reduce the radio frequency sensitivity or can be used to set a squelch level. By default, the radios are set to make this control adjust the RF gain level. Although this is one of the menu settings, please do not change this setting from the default. Your transceiver is configured for RF gain use. Rotating this control fully clockwise in the single sideband CW digital modes will provide best sensitivity. To reduce the receiver's RF gain somewhat, rotate the control counterclockwise slightly. You will observe an increasing number of bars on the S meter as you rotate the RF gain control counterclockwise. This indicates increasing automatic gain control voltage, which is causing the front end gain to be reduced. In the FM and packet modes, this control will automatically be set to squelch, even though the setting of menu is RF gain. The LED just above the main dial will glow green when the squelch is opened by an incoming signal or noise.
KC0BS.
Now let's pick a frequency to talk on. The tuning knob is where you can adjust which frequency you are going to operate while in the SSB CW digital modes. If you are using the AM, FM, or packet modes, you adjust the frequency using the memory VFO channel knob to the right of the mode and band buttons. In both cases, turning the knob clockwise increases the frequency. You can also use the memory VFO channel knob while in SSB CW digital modes, but it will tune much faster, making large jumps easier, and you'll find the tuning knob better for making fine adjustments. If you press the memory VFO channel knob momentarily, then rotate the memory VFO channel knob, you can now change the operating frequency in 1 megahertz steps, allowing very quick frequency excursions. This can be particularly helpful on the VHF-UHF bands. It was mentioned before that tuning in the AM/FM packet modes is accomplished using the memory VFO channel knob. By default, the dial is disabled in these modes. If you wish to enable the dial in these modes, use the menu mode 004. Basic single sideband setup and operation. When you're selecting single sideband mode, it will automatically go to either upper or lower sideband depending on the frequency that you are on. If you want to override what the setting is defaults, press the mode up or mode down key to select either lower sideband or upper sideband in the AM mode. Press the F key momentarily, then rotate the memory VFO channel knob as needed until multi-function row MTR, SWR, DISP appears on the display. Now press the A, MTR, or B key to select the ALC meter function. ALC will appear above the B key. You may need to press the A or B key multiple times as you will be toggling through several selections. Press the microphone's push-to-talk switch
Kilo Uniform 0, Mike.
and speak into the microphone in a normal voice level while watching the meter. The ideal audio input level to the transmitter from the microphone will cause a few segments of indication on the ALC meter. Release the push-to-talk switch to return to receive mode. If the ALC meter is too high or too low, you may need to reset the microphone gain. So press and hold the F key for 1 second to enter the menu mode. Rotate the memory VFO channel knob to recall menu mode number 081, which is for single sideband gain, or number 005 for AM microphone gain. Close the push-to-talk switch, and while speaking into the microphone, rotate the dial until the proper ALC indication is achieved on voice peaks.
This is Kilo Uniform 0, Mike Echo Delta. This is Kilo Uniform 0, Mike Echo Delta.
When done, press and hold the F key for 1 second to save the new setting for the microphone gain. Now we are going to talk about the operating instructions for the AT897 Auto Tuner. The AT897 has 3 tuning modes. Normal mode, where it looks for a predetermined memory for that frequency. If it doesn't find one, it will then go to the full tune mode and create a memory if it can create an acceptable SWR, which is 1.7 to 1 or better. There is also a bypass mode when you don't need the tuner and don't want the losses that go with it. I'll explain how to perform all 3 functions on the AT897 tuner. Before any tuning process, check to make sure the frequency is clear. In normal operation, simply press the tune button on your AT897 tuner until the red LED lights then immediately release. The radio will automatically switch to CW mode, transmit a carrier, and start a memory tune. When the tuning cycle ends, the radio will automatically unkey and revert to its previous mode. If no match is found, the tuner will automatically start a full tune cycle. If a good match is found, SWR of 1.7 or below, the setting will be stored to memory. Remember, before any tuning process, check to make sure the frequency is clear. If you want to force a full tune cycle, press and hold the tune button on the AT897 until the red light comes on, then goes off, then release. The radio will transmit a carrier and the tuner will start a full tune, does not look at the memories. When the tuning cycle ends, the radio will automatically unkey and revert to its previous mode. If a good match is found, the setting will be stored to memory. To place your AT897 in bypass mode, press the tune button on the front of the AT897 tuner and quickly release before the red LED comes on. The tuner will switch to bypass. RF from your FT897 transceiver will go directly to the antenna with no matching. There are no LED indicators for the bypass mode. Your AT897's very short tuning cycle, usually only a few seconds or so, minimizes the impact of your tuning transmissions.
This is Kilo Uniform 0, Mike Echo Delta. Is this frequency in use?